way to Jerusalem, one trajectory, with a decision to give himself for us, for our salvation. So it's always in that context. But whenever he did a miracle and performed something supernatural, people flocked to him. So when you see the great crowds, it was very easy for people to fall in love with him. Who wouldn't follow somebody who performs miracles? Even today, life and faith will be easier if miracles were an everyday occurrence, or if we were to know more about them. It's funny because many times the church actually hides the miracles. At times when a miracle happens in a community and a pastor is aware of that reality, he may go to the bishop, and the bishop may say, while we think and discern whether the will of God is here or not, don't tell anyone. And the pastor is ordered to keep secret. Why is that? And for example, now that we canonize a saint, Saint Teresa of Calcutta, why don't we talk more about the miracles that she performed as well? And here in the YouTube, you may find a few of them. That people experience miraculous healings through her. But that's not what the Pope talked about today in his homily either. He talked about the reality of the cross. Pope Benedict, on one occasion, flying to Africa, somebody asked him, why are all these religious sects growing fast in Africa and in South America? And the Catholic Church is kind of standing behind the lines. And cautious, always very cautious, the church moves kind of slows down. And Pope Benedict at the time, he said, the reality is that we do not present miracles to people. What we present is a lifestyle, a Christian lifestyle. That's more difficult to live. What the church presents to us is not miracles so that we can believe and we all come flocking to it. Sometimes we had miracle chasers, people who travel around the globe just to see miracles everywhere, to convince themselves, to try to get to know that God is there. The curiosity lies in all of us, but what Jesus is presenting to the crowd is precisely this kind of commitment. Okay, you all want to follow me. You have thousands of people following Jesus. So Jesus kind of gets tired of this, and he turns around in the gospel and addresses them. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. I wonder how many people he lost right in that moment. I wonder how many people he lost. Because of the commitment that comes to follow the Lord Jesus, is not a commitment of just chasing after miracles so that we can have a better life. It's a commitment to follow Him in spite and regardless of whether we have proofs or not. Knowing that what the Lord wants from each one of us is to permeate His presence in each one of us. To permeate His presence. That was the focus of Pope Francis' homily on Mother Teresa's canonization. How she permeated the presence of Jesus. In other words, how Jesus lived in her. How she did and carried through the work of the cross, while at the same time tending to the brothers and sisters. And reflecting on the first readings, it is a reality that there is a duality in each one of us. There is a duality in the sense that there is a part of us that doubts, that burdens the soul, as the good book of wisdom says. We all have a burden in our souls. And the earthen shelter weighs down the mind that has many concerns. Many things are worrisome to us. There are many things in our life that sway us away from the Lord and make us wonder whether God is present there. For St. Teresa of Calcutta, it was no different. We all knew her. She was well known. Since the moment through her life, people will recognize her, and they knew that you would encounter a saint. There are beautiful videos of their encounter between Pope John Paul II and Mother Teresa. And you can see two saints drawing towards each other. Great friends were they. But the reality inside the soul is very different. The world was shocked when the diaries and the personal letter to her confidants came out with the revelation that Mother Teresa had experienced a darkness in her soul for 50 years before her passing. If you think you may have a bad day. 50 years. How can she sustain that? She was a nun in a convent teaching classes to girls in a prep school for girls. And she had basically a good life as a teacher that she could have done for the rest of her life. In a moment of prayer, she heard the voice of Jesus, she says. She recounted in her diary at the beginning when the diary was all nice. She had an encounter with the Lord, and she even felt the voice of Jesus speaking to her. To leave that and to open the Sisters of Charity to help the poor in Calcutta, in the streets of Calcutta. She didn't even know where to begin. So much that when she was granted the permission, she left the convent and she didn't know where to start. So the first thing she did is she looked a leper on the street, and that she began to take care of him immediately. To follow the calling that Jesus gave her. To follow the calling that Jesus gave her. The enthusiasm that ignited her soul on the encounter with Christ. Enthusiasm. She said, I'm going to dedicate my life completely to the love of Jesus and to proclaiming His love, especially in servicing of the poor. No different than St. Francis of Assisi when he made a similar commitment after encountering Christ in the body of a leper. When he realized that he needed to embrace the leper. And when he did that, he felt that he was embracing Christ. And he never detached from that encounter with Jesus. The encounter with Christ might be one encounter, one moment in our life, or a series of small moments of an encounter with Him. But in order for it to last a lifetime, my brothers and sisters, it requires a certain commitment in the soul to carry the cross and follow Him. To carry the cross and follow Him. It's no different for us. To those dark nights that she had, she did not feel St. Mother Teresa. She did not feel the presence of God at all. At all. To the point that she even wondered whether God existed. Bishop Aaron was putting in his blog yesterday, citing a bishop who went to visit Calcutta during the time of Mother Teresa. And they were kneeling before the Blessed Sacrament during the Holy Hour. And Bishop was there kneeling, and he received a note from Mother Teresa during the Holy Hour. And the note from Mother Teresa read, "Where is Jesus? Where is Jesus?" Bishop didn't know what to make of that. The Blessed Sacrament is there, Jesus is there. But she was lacking, but she was still there though. Every morning she got up and she did a holy hour, even though in her heart she did not feel the presence of Jesus. Every day she went to take care of the lepers, even though in her heart she did not feel the presence of Jesus. She will say that she will see Jesus in the sick, but to the point that she was not perceiving His presence, the loving presence that she once felt. Why was it so necessary? It was a promise kept. It was a promise kept. She committed herself to the Lord, even, as she said, to love Him, even until it hurts. Our culture doesn't get that. Our culture doesn't get that. Our culture likes to see shows. Continuous reassurances from God that He's there. If not, I'm going to change religions and go somewhere else. You know, we look at the fuzziness of emotions without actually looking for the one that we commit ourselves to. It is hard, my brothers and sisters. So that's why Jesus presents two parables on prudence today. If you want to construct a tower, if you want to become a saint, if you want to be holy, I'm telling you, this is not for the easy person who just wants the dippity-doo faith life. This is something that's going to require a cross. If you do not have a cross, I can tell you, it's not going to happen. To try to live a Christian life without a cross is not going to happen. I can reassure you, sometimes the idea is that we're going to follow and everything is going to look like the movies. It doesn't. Even workers in the church and teachers and volunteers, as many as the church moves through people who have been touched by the presence of Jesus, and sometimes people are scandalized when working for the church because we realize that humanity is the reality in which we work in. People are scandalized. I remember when I was in the youth group, we would wonder, every time we do a retreat, 150 young people will come to the retreat. And 151 people will be happy when they were leaving to start a new life in Christ. 3 months later, maybe 15 people were still there. Why? We tried schedules, change schedule, maybe the content. Maybe the speeches should be shorter. We tried changing the music, and nothing. And we realized that the 15 of us who stayed there is because we had a singular encounter with Christ that will carry us through our lifetime. That is what you got to say. Not miracles. Not spontaneous conversions either. They need to take time, like the turning of the wheels in a clock. They need to take time. If you're looking for quick answers, my brothers and sisters, you should not be in a church. If you're looking for quick answers to your life's problems, I don't know. I don't tell you what to tell you where to go. They don't exist. What you have to do is turn the wheel slow. The Lord works, but He works in that slowness. On His time, in an eternal consciousness, always moving us closer to Himself. What St. Paul said is true of Mother Teresa and it's true of us. It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. What it means is there is a dying of the self. And dying of the self hurts. And in the same way that Jesus says, even in His own life, He cannot be my disciple. Prudence. Lord, if you want me to follow you, just call me. Give me the strength so that every day I can say yes to you. So that every day I can say yes to you. Now, these words of the gospel may seem very simple for people who are on your side. I mean, people are like us, priests, religious, consecrated. Because these are basically spelled out to us at the doors in the seminary. We talk about them every day. But Jesus says, your father, mother, children, family, I mean, for you guys, it's like, how do you do this? How do you put Christ first, and then your mother and father and wife and children, brothers and sisters, follow? How does one do this? There has to be a sense of sacrifice in the family life. And Christ has to be the priority. It is Jesus Himself who is the priority. Nothing else. Why? Because of His divine mercy. Because of His divine mercy. What sustains marriage is not the time that you made a commitment one day and you start. And you say, well, what do I know about marriage? Well, priests tend to pick up the pieces. Sometimes. But what makes marriage last is mercy. It's the understanding of the cross. To understand that it's part of it. There is a tradition in an European country in which at the wedding ceremony, the couple present a crucifix to be blessed. Well, they said there are no divorces in that town in Europe. I don't know the details, so I cannot say there's a fact. I think divorce is like a cancer, it's everywhere. But I think there is a truth to it, that a couple presents a crucifix at the altar and is blessed. And actually, when they do their vows, they're holding the crucifix together. They understand the component of the cross in married life. when people enter marriage, people need to understand that you're taking up a cross. Now nowadays, many times people, or not nowadays, always it has been. My parents' season was the same way. You look at pictures from weddings and it looks like Cinderella. You know, we sanitize. I'm not saying for a bad reason. It is the bride of Christ, the union of Christ with the church that is represented. But sometimes people enter into marriage and they focus so much on the ceremony that looks like a Cinderella story. Until, I see your heads nodding. Those of you, especially who are older, been married for a longer period of time, I think you understand the nature of the cross that involves. At the beginning, you know, it is like a Cinderella story. But after a while, you just realize that he was just a pumpkin. Right? I said he, okay? But it takes time for it to develop into that reality. But it has to be the nature of the cross. The nature of forgiveness. Mercy. Well, the question is, can I live with this person, love this person for the rest of my life? Well, the question is, can you forgive this person for the rest of your life? Can you do that every time that the person falters? Or is it just a matter of convenience? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Can it be part of a spirit of sacrifice in being there? That's the cross. That's the cross. It's no different than the cross a priest carries, Mother Teresa carried, or you will carry in your marriage. But it is in that cross where you will find the way to perfection. The way to perfection, like Teresa of Aguirre said, is via crucis, the way of the cross. Without it, you're not going to get to Christ. You just won't. So we ask the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Prudence, specifically, to give us the prudence that if we do decide to follow Christ, that we don't follow Him half-hearted, but we give ourselves completely to Him. We trust Him, that we learn to forgive, and we practice mercy constantly. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.